Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be a warlord in feudal Japan? Maybe have your prayers answered in the form of a literal god descending onto the battlefield to fight your wars for you. Whoa, that sounds amazing. Can you imagine? Calling on the high heavens just because somebody was looking at you the wrong way. Or maybe you're having a very frustrating day at work. Well, what better way to vent all that frustration than to go out and do a little purging? Rising Sun is a 2-to-5 player, semi-cooperative game where you play as one of 5 different clans who are essentially the equivalent of a Power Ranger, so they're all the same, bar the little nuances that make them special. We have the Koi clan. They have the highest honor and turn all their Ronin tokens into dollar bills during the war phase. War is essentially a big psychological battle where you try to outbid the other players for certain war advantages. Yeah, you know that cool dragon the other player bought last turn? Well, now he's my prisoner. Next off, we have the Lotus clan. They have the second most honor, and in my opinion, the most difficult skill to play right. You see, during the game, you pick up these tiles called mandates, which determine what other players are allowed to do during that turn. There are 5 mandates in the game, and they are as follows. Recruit lets everyone summon 1 unit to the board where they have a stronghold. You can choose to summon a Shinto and move him to the shrine immediately to pray to one of the various gods for that game. If you played the mandate, then both you and an ally can summon an additional unit. Marshal lets everyone move each figure up to 1 space from where they are. However, if you were the one that chose it, then you and an ally can pay 3 coin to the bank to place an additional stronghold anywhere on the map, not just where you have people. Because magic. These act as spawning locations for you throughout the game. Shrine lets everyone buy a season card, strengthening your clan and bolstering your forces. If you played it, then you and an ally pay 1 less coin for the upgrade. Harvest gives everyone in the map 1 coin. If you have the highest force on any location, or several for that matter, you can reap the benefits listed on the map, which is pretty sweet. However, it should be noted that if you're in an alliance, then even if you're both occupying the same space, if your ally has the highest force, he gets the benefit instead of you. He also gets any benefits where he has the highest force anywhere on the map. Lastly, we have Betrayal. Even the name sounds sinister. The player that plays it instantly breaks their alliance and replaces any 2 figures on the map with their own, granted that they are the same type. So, what's this have to do with the Lotus clan, you may ask? Well, you see, during your turn, you take 4 mandates from a pile of 10 shuffled mandates, and they decrease as the game goes on. However, during your turn, you pick one of these 4 mandates, and then you place one of them face up, and that will be the action for the entire round. The other 3 go back on top of the deck. This way you have an idea of what's going to happen in the next 3 to 4 turns. However, if you are the Lotus clan, you take 4, and then you choose any one of them, and instead of placing them face up like so, you place them face down and declare any one of the 5 mandates that you want. That's insane! Can you imagine building up this huge army, planting rice seeds or whatever, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Lotus just walks on over here and be like, you know what? Work for me and you get benefits. And then everyone decides to betray you for the 3rd time this round. And this is why I have trust issues. Well anyway, let's move back to the Green Ranger. I mean Turtle Clan. Not much to say about these guys except their strongholds can move and count as 1 force. The Dragonfly Clan can be moved and placed anywhere on the map, and my boys, the Bonsai Clan, pay 1 less coin for upgrades. So now that you know a little bit about these guys, let's talk about how to win the game. The overall objective of the game is to get as many victory points as possible in 3 seasons. And yes, sometimes seppuku is the best strategy, and sometimes controlling everything isn't necessarily the best way to win the game, when it can all be taken away from you in an instant. And frankly, that's one of the best parts about Rising Sun. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are in the game, you have enemies everywhere. That religious nutcase praying to his various gods in the corner, that money hoarder who's getting ready for an all-out war, or maybe your ally who's just about to stab you in the back. You want honor and victory? Well, you better earn it. One thing that I particularly enjoy about the game is that even though the retail version contains enough for 5 players to play in the game, it doesn't really add a lot of variety, so you have to actually buy the Kami Unbound expansion in order to get like a little bit more mixture in terms of winnable strategies. Otherwise you'll find it very limited in the way that you can actually play this game and viably win. Another thing that I don't particularly like is just how hard it is to get your hands on one of these expansions. Yes, Coming Unbound, and yes, the Monster Pack is relatively easy enough to get your hands on, and despite being a board game salesman myself, I can tell you that the Dynasty Invasion expansion is just really hard to come by. They're going for an incredibly ludicrous amount on Amazon, and it's just a shame because until they get restocks and more printed, it's just gonna stay that way and I won't be able to enjoy the full 7-on all-out war expansion, and that's just a shame. So there you have it, Rising Sun by CMON. A fantastic game with 4 or more players held back only by the scarcity of its components. I hope you've enjoyed my look through the game and will consider leaving a thumbs up or maybe even subscribing. And until next time, tabletoppers, I hope you have a nice day. Look after yourselves.